Hello class, today we're going to talk about transitions. Transitions improve the flow of your speech by tying your main points together and smoothing the passages between the points. I love this illustration of the picture over here because any of you that have ran track, you know how difficult that particular move is. As you pass the baton from one speaker to the other, you have to be sure there's a clear contact in it. This is the same focus I want you to have as you move from point 1 to point 2 to point 3 in your presentations. There needs to be a clear passing from one point to the next. And the way we do that is through things that are called transitions. One transition that you're going to do in the introduction of your presentation is called a preview. It's an overview of the points you're about to discuss. Tell your audience clearly in the introduction what your 3 points are. Then at the very end, there's another key place, and it's called a review. At the end of your presentation, before you conclude with your concluding statement, you need to tell your audience one last time, today we discussed points 1, 2, and 3. Tell them, give them a clear review of your main points that you have discussed in your presentation. Now, during the body of your speech, you're going to do what's called an internal summary. These are the statements which connect the two topics by commenting on the topic that you just discussed and then moving on to the topic that you're about to discuss. Example, let's say I want to give a presentation about fitness. I start my speech, remember talking about the 7 criteria that we did last time. I start my speech with an attention getter and I get my audience to get involved. Stand up, do a few push-ups, do a few jumping jacks, whatever that is. Get them running in place. Don't you feel better? Time Magazine 2015 March issue stated that if you would exercise 20 minutes a day for 5 days a week, you would feel better and you would live longer. Today, I want to tell you about the benefits of fitness. I want to share with you about the history of fitness, current fitness plans, and then even a fitness plan for you. Now, I did right there in that few moments, I showed you the attention getter, stating your purpose, and doing a preview of the 3 points. Then, as you move into each point, let's look at the history of fitness. Now that we've looked at the history of fitness, we're going to move on and look at current fitness trends. Discuss all the current fitness trends and then move on. Now that we've looked at current fitness trends, let's discuss a fitness plan just for you. This is what I'm talking about, an internal summary. As you move from one point to the next, there needs to be a smooth flow, like that baton passing. Make sure that each point, that very clearly you have gone from one point to the next, each point. Signpost. They are the words that you use to direct your audience to the next topic. And your presentation are significant points that you have. Now that we've discussed point 1, let's move to point 2. Our keys to success. We've looked at the first key to success. Let's look at the third. Those terms are called signposts. I've got lots of examples to share with you. You may want to say above all else, remember. You may want to say there are 3 issues that you may understand. The reason that you should join this group. More important than all of these, another advantage is, now that we've looked at some causes of the problem, these are examples of transition statements that you might use. The next time we meet, we're going to talk about dynamic delivery.